Hey, what's going on, everybody? Knowledge here. Before I get into my video, if I sound a little congested, you guys have to excuse me because I am a little under the weather. But I wanted to address the actions on Stephen A. Smith's part about this whole Ray Rice incident. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Ray Rice, he recently got into an altercation with his now wife, but at the time it was his fiance. They got into it, heated argument. She hauled off and hit him, and he lost it and hit her, and ultimately knocking her unconscious. It was caught on video, so when things are caught on video, it's very hard to um, you know cover up what really happened. Although people always try. But they asked Stephen A. Smith about, what he felt about the whole incident. He basically not saying that he agreed with Ray Rice striking his girlfriend, but he said that, we do have women out here who will provoke, so to say, a man to strike them. And a lot of people took that the wrong way. And when he used the word provoke, a lot of people twist his words up and took it as if he was saying it's okay to knock a woman on her ass. And when I heard him on First Take say that, I knew exactly what he was, referring to, and the meaning he was trying to convey across the television screen. But a lot of times when you're on TV shows, or whether you're tweeting or you're on something where it's a social network, you have to be very careful with how you articulate yourself, because people easily try to twist and turn words. That's just a society that we live in. So, he got on TV again after all the backlash from his family and ESPN and, obviously the women's community, more particularly white women. He got out here and he apologized. And for you guys that are friends with me on Facebook, I wrote about this last week, and I said I wouldn't apologize for shit, and I still stand by that, because I find it funny how, remind you, Stephen A. Smith made comments and basically agreed to what Mark Cuban was saying about black men being in hoodies. And he tried to say, oh, well, a lot of people were calling me Uncle Tom, and people were calling me a sellout. Well, I'm not apologizing for nothing. I'm from Hollis, Queens. This is what we do. I stand by every word I say. So, I find it funny how he didn't have any type of, remorse, or he didn't feel any type of way about maybe the way that his comments were insensitive to the black community, and considering that we have young black males who are targeted every day by what they wear. A white boy can go outside, wear a mohawk, dress like a damn Klansman, and it's all good. But if a black guy walks out with a hoodie, he's gunned down. He's automatically labeled a gang member or a threat to society. And I felt like he was jumping on the back of Mark Cuban's coattail, not taking into fact that Mark Cuban is not a black man, so he does not know a lot of the outs and ins and outs of how black men are portrayed and looked at here in this country. So I thought, that was kind of foul. And then even when people approach him and say, hey, you was a little out of line for that, or you was a little insensitive, or you have to remember that you cannot relate things like a skinhead opposed to a black male being in a hoodie, because they both have different consequences. And if you are a young black male out there, or a black man in general, you know what I'm talking about. And he had no remorse for it. He said basically, the hell with you Negroes. This is what I feel. If you don't like it, oh well. But when white women come out and they say, you know what, we don't like Stephen A's words. We don't like how he sounded on First Take when he used the word provoked. It sounded like he was advocating abuse towards women. And what happened is that when white women came out and they said, hey, we don't like this, ESPN got shooken up. Because you got to understand that ESPN has sponsors. They have certain brands and certain networks and certain business ventures that targeted women, especially white women. So they were looking at like, Negro, you're not gonna mess our money up. You will get on camera on the same show that you made your comments and you're going to issue an apology. And that's what all this boils down to. It's about money. It's about ESPN not letting this black Negro mess up their money. And this goes to show you that we have some people within the entertainment industry that have the power to voice their opinion and get their opinions and thoughts out to a wide mainstream audience. How a lot of these people shuck and jive. And like I said, before, I made videos on Stephen A. Smith. There's times when I agree with what he's saying, in particulars to what he said about Jim Brown. Because, I felt like when that whole Jim Brown incident happened with him basically throwing Kobe under the bus on Arsenio Hall show, I said, that was wrong. Because we have many entertainers, being in music, being in sports, or any other form of entertainment, that go out here shuck and jive and don't give a damn about the black community. But Jim Brown felt like it was okay to strictly target Kobe Bryant. And I have my issues with Kobe Bryant, but like I said before, if you're not gonna call out everybody, don't call out nobody at all. So I agree with Stephen A. on that. But there's other times when I feel like Stephen A. Shucks and jive for these white people out here. He kisses white people's ass because he's scared of losing his job. He's scared of losing his salary, and a lot of times, he'll throw the black community under the bus, and unless it's to preach at us and tell us what we need to be doing. For an example, he made a comment, I believe it was a couple of weeks ago, talking about how, basically in so many words, what he was saying was that black men need to go by the standards of what pleases white people. Meaning, if the white man wants you to wear a suit, at the basketball games or whatever, wear a suit. If the white man wants you to talk this way, move this way, walk this way, or think like this, that's what you need to do in order to get that money. And that's basically what he was saying, just to kind of summarize what this guy, his mindset is at. But I mean, I just think this is a complete hypocrisy, and it just goes to show you how people play sides and how people pick and choose what they want to come out and talk about. And like I said, this had been, black women that came out and said, what, you offended us. We didn't like what you said. Or we felt like you were being disrespectful to black women. ESPN wouldn't give a damn. Nobody would probably even be talking about this except the black YouTubers that come out here and try to wake some of our people up. But see, when white women come out, they say, this black dude, he got to pay for this. He's issued to go out here and apologize. But it's funny, but it's sad at the same time to me, because I think this is just complete bullshit. And if you're not going to apologize for the insensitive things that you say towards the black community, don't apologize for nothing at all. Don't apologize when your career might be on the line, or your salary might be on the line. Because me too, I'm in the entertainment industry, and I don't hold my tongue for nobody. I do watch what I say, because you do have to be cautious of certain things that you might say that might offend people. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold my tongue. Whether I'm in board meetings, whether I'm talking to an artist about something, or whether I'm talking to a white coworker, I don't hold my tongue. I don't shuck and jive for white people. And I think that it's time that those who do have the power and the influence to have a voice out here that's coming out of the entertainment industry, you gotta start stepping up. You can't be afraid to speak your mind or speak up for what's right in fear of losing money. Because somebody like Stephen A., a lot of people like this guy. They like his opinions. ESPN don't want you. Hey, you can go somewhere else. You can go to any other national sports show. But that's all I gotta say about it. You guys give me your feedback on Stephen A. and his his sample apology. But it is what it is. Stop being scared to speak up for what's right. If you say something, stand by what you said. Now, if you feel like you were out of line, hey. But I don't think Stephen A was out of line on this. He basically just was saying that, hey, we have women out here that provoke men to a lot of times defend themselves. And like I've said before in previous of my videos, you know, if a woman is coming at me with a knife, or she's picked up a gun, or she's throwing something at me that could potentially cause me to lose my life, I'm going to do what I have to do to defend myself. I don't give a damn if you the Pope, if you Obama, if you Oprah Winfrey, anybody. If you are putting some type of harm on my life, I'm going to defend myself. And I think anybody that's sensible and has common sense and has some type of concern for their life, you will defend yourself. But that's all I gotta say. And before some of you people come at my head, I'm not advocating men putting their hands on women. But I'm saying we have to be logical about this. I'm out.